we are back with 428 Shibuya Scramble. We have options. I think I'll load my file. Wow, there's an idea. Ah! Alright, I forgot. Did we reach endgame with Hachi? Yes, we did. Alright, so I'm going to go back to... Yeah. The jump section had 2 jump moments. We're going to open this immediately with a vote for the chat. So we have Mr. Tanaka. This refers to Kenji Osawa. But we also have... Maybe it's just a cat? Or not? So here's the question. Should I jump to Osawa or to Tama? Hello there, catfish. Osawa or Tama? Yeah, we all know we're all Tama fans. I kind of assumed the chat was going to just jump onto Tama immediately, but I'm asking kind of just for safety. So, if you recall, I think Tama might be about to take off her mascot head thing, but then we gotta keep out. And Osawa, I do not believe we reached the end of his story with. But yeah, Minorikawa's laptop died. Cane Man found Hachi. It just is endless, but then like a ninja jumped in and saved them, and it's like, what? And that's where Hachi's story ended. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, the chat's mostly going with Osawa? Wow, okay. Jeez. Wow. Okay, it's like almost unanimous. I gotta say, you got me, chat. Alright. Osawa it is. Yeah, we can make the jump. Ah, bam! Keep out no more. Hello there, insane buffoon. Open up with Kajiwara. Director, if you have a moment. Tanaka poked his head into the kitchen. I've got something urgent to discuss with you. Yes, of course. Osawa took the bug tracker from his pocket and handed it back to Kajiwara. I won't be needing this anymore. Ugh. As soon as they had left the kitchen, Tanaka leaned in close and whispered to him. I love that it's not just Kajiwara, like Osawa's entire story is filmed like a horror movie. I got an email from Hitomi. Oh, there we go. He showed his cell phone to Osawa. It looks like my sister is being held captive in a blue minivan somewhere in Shibuya. But that man is still chasing me, so I can't really go looking for it. A blue minivan? Allow me to handle this, sir. I'll figure something out. Osawa knew he trusted Tanaka for a reason. Thank you, he said with a bow. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know any place she might have gone, do you, sir? What? Well, it's just that all she's told me is that she's been moving around. I'm sorry, I don't really have any idea, Osawa replied. He was ashamed to say it. There wasn't a single place he knew of where his daughter might be inclined to go. Ah, I see. Yeah, Osawa's not exactly dad of the year, is he? Tanaka, picking up on his discomfort, was visibly embarrassed himself. He hastens to change the subject. By the way, how did your talk with Mr. Makino go? I confirmed that he was behind the human testing, but I don't know who sent me those emails. Tanaka paused for a moment in thought, looking like he might have a hunch. Alright then, he said. We'll have to talk in more detail later. With that, the assistant director headed for the front door. Like the horror room hand, or the horror movie like hand on the door. Mr. Osawa. Kajiwara spoke from the kitchen door. Peeping in on me again, huh? Osawa grumbled. Thankfully, it didn't appear that the detective had overheard his conversation with Tanaka. And good grief, that thing is noisy. If it's broken, why don't you just throw it out? The sounds from the bug tracker grew fainter and fainter. Something wasn't right, Osawa now realized. Yeah, Cat said he is certainly not husband of the year. Mr. Osawa, Kajiwara said, this is my bug tracker. Oh, what? So, Osawa huffed, what I mean is, sir, this one isn't broken. The hell was that? What? Did it... Is this like Kaiji? Sawa, 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 Sawa. A chill ran up Osawa's spine. Osawa, 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 Osawa. He swallowed audibly. I've pinpointed the source of the signal, Kajiwara said. It's coming from Mr. Tanaka. Oh, damn! No, Osawa thought. I must have misheard that. Hold on, say that again? I've located the source of the signal. It's coming from Mr. Tanaka, the detective repeated. This time Osawa heard him crystal clear. I'm certain of it. Mr. Tanaka has a listening device on him. Sawa, 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 Sawa. Osawa felt the blood draining from his face. If someone had been listening in on the conversation just now, then they'd heard about the email from Hitomi. If the kidnappers were the ones listening, that meant Maria's life was now in danger. I'll go after him, sir. Kajiwara broke into a sprint. Osawa followed close behind. Yo, this is picking up. That's the to be continued. There's only one more scene I couldn't even do anything with. Thank you, Hachi, for ending the scenario, but not exactly cleaning things up. Hey, I got an idea. Let's go back to Hachi. Now we really get our moment. Hello, Ichigo Berry. Whoa, deja vu. Bam! Bam! We're doing it! Ha! Wham! Hello, Full Arcana. The sales demo was over, and against all odds, I managed to get paid. Money clutched in one paw, I head to the knick-knack shop to finally buy that necklace I can't stop thinking about. Hello? Anyone here? I call out. There's no reply. Is the shopkeeper out? Ah, just a moment. Panting, the sales clerk comes scurrying into the shop behind me. Sorry about that, just had to pop out for a sec. Whew, you would not believe what I just saw. He leans against a pillar, gasping audibly as he tries to catch his breath. Ah, you're here about that necklace. Do you still have it? Of course. Thank you so much. I have half the money here and the rest is in my... Oh. I suddenly remember something very important. Oh no. The sales clerk gives me a curious look. What's the matter? My wallet. It's still in here. I pat the costume around the tummy. So why don't you just take that outfit off? Well, I mean, the zipper's kind of broken. I wouldn't be having all this trouble if I could just get out of this darn costume. Kind of broken? It's way more broken than that. Oh, wait a minute. The sales clerk points me to a full-body mirror. He's right. The zipper in the back is hanging open. Taking this thing off will be a cinch now. Oh, thank you. I give him a bow. I'm not sure you need to be thanking me, he says. No, I do. If you hadn't pointed that out, I might have let myself stay stuck in here forever. So really, thank you so much. Hello, Sebastian. I bow again and again. Nani? Oh! Oh! Video! Ah! It's happening! Our head fell off. We're dead. Game over. Ah! Ah! A reveal? So weird that it's actually like a video, but it does in fact look like Hitomi's sister, so the chat called it a long time ago. That is a pretty cool reveal, though. To be continued. Well, there we go. There we go, we're doing it. So who's left? Or do we... Oh, it's gotta be Kanan, right? And I can't move down, so I think we're good to finish this chapter. Let's go. Hello there, Michael. Yo, we're doing it, man. Maria confirmed. At long last, the traffic began to move again. Almost as soon as it did, however, Stanley had to slam on the brakes. Oh, get the hell out of here! A frantic-looking man had jumped out in front of the car. Whoa, hey, what the hell are you doing? Kano sputtered. The stranger plastered his face against the passenger side window. Ah! Open up, he shouted! Open the door! The guy showed every sign of total panic. Oh yeah, Fakafan, maybe I will retry that scene with the head already off. Junichi Yanagishita. Something happened just after he parted ways with Minorikawa, and now he's running this way, and in quite a panic at that. Well, we don't need to jump to Minorikawa, because we already know where that goes. Don't do it, Stanley warned. Kano hesitated. It wasn't like they could just drive off with this fellow clinging to the car. Please, you gotta help me! The man slipped his fingers in through the gap in the window, trying to force it further open. Help me! Whoa, hold on, what's your deal? Help me! Sir, just tell me what— Help me! Look, up ahead, Stanley exclaimed suddenly. Oh, the guy. Kano whipped his head around. There, walking along the sidewalk ahead, was Al Karawan, very much not in custody. What the hell? Kano tried to jump out of the car, but the frantic stranger had gotten his upper body wedged in the window and the door wouldn't open. There you go, we're saved! Thank you, Yanagishita! Stanley, his usual steely expression replaced with a look of shock, exited on the driver's side and went after Al Karawan himself. Kano shouted at the man in the window. Get out of the way! Stanley, wait! Alright, get in. Alright, chat, we have our first real choice now. I don't know if any of this is going to matter, but A, get out of the way, B, calling to Stanley to stay in the car, and C, just allow Yanagishita to get in the car. So where are we going to go here? How's it gonna be? I'm actually most curious where the chat is gonna go with this one. So any ideas? Because I am all ears. Also, yeah, Michael, Tama's a girl. This was actually established, I think, really, like, in the beginning. It's just we didn't know who she was. Everybody's saying C because Yanagishita's the best, so we're getting in. If the guy was that desperate to get inside, Kano wasn't about to stop him. Besides, he needed to get the guy to calm down and let go of his arm. Ow, the man yelped. Let go, let go! He was the one holding on. Why was he demanding to be let go? What the hell is going on? Just as Kano's thought was forming, the crazed stranger was yanked back out of the car, dragging Kano with him. Oh no! A pair of rough-looking men had grabbed him by his lower body. No! No! He screamed. I can't do 80 days hard labor! Is this Kaiji? Somehow he was still managing to cling to the car door. Just give it up and let go already, snarled one of the assailants. The pair shifted their grip and pulled even harder. Kano heard the sound of tearing fabric as the two toughs tumbled backward. What, did they pull off his pants? With the hard underwear? This game is such a freaking cartoon. Just like that, the crazed stranger was stripped down to his boxers. He let out a pathetic wail. Oh man! Da-da-da-da-da-da. The two toughs burst into uproarious laughter at the sight. Now's our chance, one of them managed to sputter. Man, this is dumb. The pantsless man snatched up his ruined garment and bolted like a startled hare. Like a startled hare? To dart off incredibly quickly, in the manner of a fleeing rabbit. Yanagishita runs a lot more like a rat than a rabbit, though. Okay, thanks. Still cackling madly, his two pursuers rushed after him. Man, this game is dumb. Kano was still staring dumbstruck at the spectacle when Stanley returned to the car. No luck. I lost track of him. This doesn't make sense, Kano said, forcing himself to refocus on the case. I just love how that whole thing was like, huh, that was weird, and it just move on with the story. Al Karawan was taken back to the precinct. What's he doing walking free? Stanley gave him a dubious look. Have you seriously not figured it out? He asked. Or is this some kind of strange Japanese joke I'm not getting? What are you talking about? Kano replied. Do you know something I don't? Evidently I do. Your detective Tateno let him go on purpose. That's the only explanation. Nani? Enraged at the suggestion, Kano took a swing at him, but Stanley coolly caught his fist. It's not me you should be punching, the American warned. It's Tateno. This is so intense. Abashed, Kano radioed up Kuze on the wireless. Sir, did Detective Tateno bring Tariq Al-Karawan into the precinct? It would appear that Detective Tateno has gone rogue. Kuze replied with chagrin. Oh my god! He what? Surely Kano had misheard. We've received an eyewitness account. Someone saw him allowing the suspect to go free. Oh, this is way too intense, man. No, it can't be. We currently do not know Detective Tateno's whereabouts. Or Or just what the hell is going on with them? After Kanan ended the call, Stanley let out a low chuckle. Naruhodo. I see. Looks like you had a little traitor in your midst. Kanan grabbed him by the collar. Or, I guess, almost did. I don't freaking know. Collar? Stanley snorted. What are you trying to pull here? Tell me what you know, Kanan snapped. All I did is state the facts. Look, I watched that man risk his life to talk down a would-be arsonist. He's a dyed-in-the-wool detective. He'd never betray anybody. I see, Stanley murmured. Then he's the real deal. Kano stared in surprise. He'd expected an argument. Good, he said. I'm glad we're on the same page. Tateno risked his life in order to get people to trust him. He's a dyed-in-the-wool spy, is what he is. Kano didn't have the words. His clenched fist trembling once more, he fumbled for his cell phone again. Yeah, Winterburn, we can't find Tateno. His cosplay is too good. He could be Stanley right now. He dialed Tateno's number. The phone rang 5 times but failed to connect. Damn. There has to be a reason for this, Kano muttered. Tateno must know something we don't. Really now? Stanley scoffed. And what makes you so sure of that? Because Detective Tateno was sure this kidnapping wasn't about the ransom. Kano's mind drifted back to 9 o'clock that morning. So many streams ago. Ahead of their stakeout at the Scramble, he was walking with Tateno through the halls of the Shibuya precinct. We're going to do a bang-up job out there, Detective Tateno, he chirped. He was maybe a bit too excited about getting to take part in such a major case. Tateno patted Kano on the back. You need to take a step back. You're not letting yourself see the forest or the trees. What do you mean, sir? What I mean is that this is no ordinary kidnapping. This is like 856 Shibuya Scramble. Tateno's words triggered a little revelation. You're talking about the location for the ransom handoff, aren't you? Kano said. It doesn't make sense for the criminals to pick such a major intersection. Warmer, Tateno replied. Kano frowned inwardly. He'd been so sure that was the answer. Have you thought about why they asked to have the sister make the handoff? Kano thought some more before answering. Because women are easier to deal with, he suggested? Colder. Have you seen Osawa's wife? If that were the case, why not pick the mother? No, what worries me is the fact that the Osawa girls are twins. They're having us send someone to the handoff who looks identical to the girl they kidnapped. What's going to happen when we do that? What is going to happen, sir? Kano asked. I'm not sure yet, but I have a feeling the kidnapper's plan hinges on it. The two exited through the precinct's main entrance. Up ahead, rows of buildings stood tall against a backdrop of bright blue sky, really? I'll take their word for that one. Tateno let out a quiet sigh. To think that so many terrible things were happening out there on such a beautiful day, with such a very blue sky. Solve one case and another's waiting, he went on. As always, what is it about people that drives them to do such horrible things? A girl abducted out of pure greed. When I think of how her parents must feel, I almost can't bear it. They made their way toward the Scramble. Tateno continued talking in a quiet voice. My father was a raging alcoholic. The house was always a complete mess. He was loud, violent, never had any money, always reeked of booze. My mother, she would cry and cry. I was afraid to come home. Every day I stayed out playing as late as I could possibly manage. Kano could hear the pain in Tateno's voice. That life took too much of a toll on my mother. She died when I was still in grade school. And my father, he just got worse. I was there with him at the end, after he'd wasted away to almost nothing. Not the sort of childhood I'd ever wish on anybody. Well, it sounds like you really went through a lot. Kano hated himself for uttering such an empty platitude, but he had no idea what else to say. Kano, as old as I am, I still don't really know what it is to be happy. I think that's probably because I've never known what it's like to have a happy family. Tateno sounded so forlorn. The only happiness I know how to protect is other people's happiness. Kano heard in those words the soul of a true detective. I just hope you're ready. Kanan did his best to keep his voice as calm and level as he could, lifting up his clenched fist. God damn, it's as big as Stanley's head! Because if I find proof that the Tendo is innocent, I'm planting this right into your jaw. I don't know, man. Stanley could probably kill your ass. Stanley just cracked a wry smile. The traffic had finally diminished, and they rapidly drew close to their destination. The syndicate's hangout was in Tomagaya, to the southwest of Yoyogi Park. The ratty building looked like it might come crashing down at any minute. The Black Lodge sign out front looked deliberately ominous. Oh yeah, this place! Where we died, except we're not gonna die this time. Kanan knew the place as a bar frequented by expats from various countries, as well as a hotbed of criminal activity. Fakafan, I doubt that Tateno is the man with the cane, because he's been chasing Hachi the entire time. And we've been talking to Tateno, like, in the middle of this. I'll take point. Plus, he knows Hachi's name. I'll take point, Stanley said. You back me up. He pulled a handgun from his suit pocket. It was a compact... we've already read this. Kanan drew his own gun, they made their way inside, and we see a massacre. A wooden door. Stanley signaled with his eyes. Kanan gave a tiny nod. Stanley kicked the door in. The stench of blood hit them as soon as they stepped inside. Yeah, right. Fakafani Yo Yogi sounds like a remake of Yogi Bear, where he could take picnic baskets. Kanan let out a startled gasp. There were nearly a dozen bodies sprawled out across the floor. He recognized them all. They were men who had participated in the repeated attaché case handoffs. Each appeared to have been stabbed to death. Wait. Each appeared to have. Stanley took a closer look. The blood's not fully dried. These guys weren't killed that long ago. Kano quickly scanned the bar high and low, but there was no sign of a killer in hiding. There was no trace of Maria, either. One of the fallen men let out a faint, strained groan. Oh? This is different. Hey! Kano called out. Stay with us! He hunched down beside the wounded man. Ugh. A brief gurgle rose from the man's throat. He was clearly struggling to say something, but his voice was too garbled, too indistinct for Kano to make out any coherent words. Kanan. Oh, the ninja who showed up in front of Hachi? This game is getting weird. What was that? But there was no more. The dying man went limp and still. To be continued. Right? You're goddamn right. Chapter over. We did it. Now, Winterburn, we ain't gonna get stabbed because we showed up late. Because of traffic. And Yanagishita. Now let's get that montage, baby. I love this music. I got a really bad preposition about this? What? Never take anything at face value. Just who are you calling Flim Flam? Do you know me? You've hoarded so many things to yourself. Hoarded spelled wrong. Oh my god, it's 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock! Deadly preposition. Whoa, sweary crossover confirmed. Oh my god! Actually, that's really cool. Yes! We did. That's actually amazing. Holy shit. Yo, that game just blew my mind. Alright, I actually am going to do a previous thing, though, because it just says Maria now. That's freaking brilliant. I'm gonna leave that cat suit on, or no, excuse me, I'm gonna take the cat suit off and see what happens if I mess this up. Just to see where it goes. Because it'll probably lead to a bad end. So this is when we take the mask off and we'll see what happens. Hold on, guys. I'm not taking the votes just yet because I want to see what happens to Tama, but I'm gonna ask for the votes in a second. So far I see 1 for Hachi, 1 for Osawa, but give me a second. Oh, it still leads to a keep out. Just like, too bad. Actually, wait, I'm gonna go back to Hachi and, I really can't, can I? No, I'm gonna have to unkeep out this, unfortunately. I think it just refuses to let me no matter what. It's like a game over, almost. Too bad. This cat's staying in the bag. Alright, now we can actually advance. That's kind of funny. Alright, so everybody, are we doing, yeah, Tamaria. Alright, so, even if you voted already, please re-vote now. I'm going to take votes. So we got Hachi, Kano, Minorikawa, Osawa, and Maria. Oh my god! So, place your votes, ladies and gentlemen. I believe there was one for Osawa and one for Maria. So, what else are we doing? What else are we doing? Yeah, Meowington for real. Keep out due to major spoiler, apparently. So, one Tama, one Maria. How's it gonna be? What are we doing? We got one Osawa, one Hachi, two Osawa, two Kano. Oh my god. Everyone's story is so fun now. 3 Osawa. Only 1 Maria. This is kind of blowing my mind right now. Oh no, you're switching over to Osawa now? So, alright, what are we doing right? We have like 4 Osawa then. And like 1 Kano, 2 Maria. So Osawa's winning. I'm surprised you're voting for Osawa precisely because you don't like him. Like, I understand the logic of I don't like him, get it over with, but Osawa's story is freaking awesome. Alright, we're going to Osawa. Tanaka's listening device? Oh. Keep in mind, that doesn't necessarily make Tanaka guilty. He might have had the bug planted on him as well. I do not want others intruding into my domain. Accordingly, I do not intrude on others. That is how I've lived my life. That is how I've forged my sense of calm. But something has begun to drive me mad. The boundaries between myself and others have started to collapse. Yes. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I will become something other than myself, and that is one thing I fear I could never bear. Enjoy. Excite. Like, the song just sounds like that. Freaking Weald's theme from Berserk Muso. Oh no, you don't! Kajiwara tackles Tanaka as he strode toward the door. The two men collapsed in a heap on the front entryway. Hey, Tanaka barks. What are you doing? Hold still. Kajiwara ran his bug tracker over Tanaka's body. It began beeping loudly. Aha! Kajiwara pulled off Tanaka's necktie clip. It's a listening device. Tanaka's face went pale. Where did you get this? Kajiwara demanded. Well... Oh, so he is guilty. Well, forget that. Tanaka trailed off into silence. I gave it to him. Oh my god. So she actually did have a listening device the whole time. All those bad ends from Minorikawa were legit. We just weren't supposed to pursue it at that point. Well, damn. So even though the bad ending itself wasn't canon, the content kinda was. Yo. It was I who had appeared on the second floor landing. You were listening in? Osawa asked brokenly. Ma'am, Kajiwara said, would you mind explaining this? For once, he seems deadly serious. I was barely able to hear a thing. That's what I get for going with something so cheap. I held out a dangling earpiece. When and where did you get that? Earlier today, when I left to do some shopping. And why did you plant a listening device on Mr. Tanaka? Kajiwara asked. That's what I want to know, Tanaka chimed in. Why would you do this, Mrs. Osawa? He was trembling. You were outside emailing someone earlier, weren't you, Mr. Tanaka? I saw you from the window. Emailing? Kajiwara looked into Tanaka's face. I nodded. He came back into the house shortly afterward, and I asked him where he'd gone. And what do you think he said, She was practically gloating, playing to her little audience. She began stalking down the stairs. Yeah, ka-ching! He said he'd gone to check on something at the lab. despite the fact that he was out in the yard there fiddling with his phone the whole time. So I figured if I bugged him, he might show his true colors, and enough. Osawa cut his wife off. Tanaka had been emailing Hitomi, of course, but he couldn't reveal that now. I think I get what happened here, Kajiwara interposed. Yeah, nice one, Necker Green Dragon. It was I, Dio. He folded his arms. Your wife thought that Mr. Tanaka was in contact with the kidnappers, and so she planted a listening device on him. The detective peered at Tanaka. Who were you emailing, sir? Yes, that's right, I chirped. Show us your phone, Mr. Tanaka. Let's see what you were really up to. Or is there some reason you don't want to show us? Osawa started to panic. If the police checked that cell phone, they'd find the emails from Hitomi, and if the kidnappers somehow found out about that, Maria's life would be in danger. But I was still relentlessly advancing on Tanaka. Stop this! Darling? She turned to him in surprise. Tanaka was sending emails on my behalf, Osawa said. I asked him to do it. And just who was he emailing? It was... Oh man. This intensity. Chat, we have a choice. He needed to think of a lie, fast. It was I, Dio. It was someone from work. It was... Pretty Honey? Is that a Cutie Honey reference? And even if it is, what? What? So, me, someone generic from work, Pretty Honey, whatever the hell that means. So, what are we going to do here? A, B, or C? I really don't know where to go with this, and I'm not 100% sure it matters. So how is it going to be, chat? I am most curious about this little attempt at an excuse. What's it gonna be? We have 1 vote for A, 1 vote for C, 2 votes for C, 3 for C, 1 for B, 4 for... Everyone's saying C because it's stupid. I agree. It was Pretty Honey. The room went silent. Wait, what did you say? Kajiwara asked after a long, awkward moment. Even Kajiwara is confused. Honey, Osawa replied meekly. My apologies, I didn't quite catch that. One more time. Pretty Honey. Osawa's voice was scaredly audible. Scarcely. Pretty Honey? I asked, sounding ashamed on his behalf. Who's that? Osawa felt his cheeks burning. Of all the names he might have chosen, why had he picked that one? Who is it, sir? Kajiwara demanded. He regarded Osawa's face keenly. A personal associate of mine? You wouldn't know them. You probably haven't heard of them. But why ask Tanaka to send the messages? Kajiwara asked. Don't you have a computer in your study? Couldn't you have sent out the emails yourself? My computer is having problems sending email. I'm not sure what the issue was. Look, the point here is there's no reason to worry about Tanaka's emails. Now I assume we're done here. I need Tanaka to run some errands for me. With that, Osawa opened the front door. Oh my god. Tanaka gave him a quick bow and headed out the door. I don't think this is gonna matter. Oh? Hey! Wait! I started to go after him. Just calm down, Osawa barred the way. There's no way he's connected to the kidnappers. Can't you see that? His voice cracked and he shuddered at a sudden rush of emotion. There, sir, Kajiwara said consolingly. She's just deeply worried about your daughter. I turned around and marched back upstairs. I think it's over. It might not have mattered what the choice was, so I kind of want to see the other ones. But still, if she is that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift seems a bit... A clothing accessory meant to hold one's necktie in place. In the old days, they were a quintessential part of the salaryman's outfit, along with cufflinks and the company badge. Recently, tie clips have come back into vogue, with some older men now more frequently referred to as tie bars. Huh. Kajiwara's muttering trailed off. What do you mean? Osawa asked. Nothing. Not important. The detective waved a hand dismissively, but there had been a definite note of suspicion in his voice. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta... check that again. Someone from work. But sir, Kajiwara was quick to butt in. Don't you have a computer in your study? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The detective had to choose now of all times to actually be perceptive. Problem sending email. Don't know what the issue was. Point is, tabba-dabba-doo-ba-doo. Lame excuse, but he had to just keep pressing it. Anyway, we're done here. Open the front door. Now, if you don't mind, I have to ask Tanaka to run some errands for me. Quick bow at the door. Alright, did it. Now, one more. You sent an email to me. Oh, the guy who put out the street cameras? Whatever happened to that guy? I don't know if he's going to play into the plot more, Meowington, but we already interviewed him with Minorikawa, so we got his information. There's just a connection to Hachi, so Minorikawa might run into Hachi later. So it was me. Kajiwara and I both looked at him in surprise. We were just discussing work, Osawa continued. Nothing odd about that. No, it is odd. Why would you need to go to such lengths for that? You're both here. Because you never leave me alone. There's confidential information I didn't want overheard. Well, but... Kajiwara seemed inclined to press the point. Look, the point is... So it really didn't matter. Pretty honey is just a funny answer. Okay, non-decision, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I have to actually just read this. Pretty honey. Freaking ridiculous. Suspicion. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. Well, back to work. Kajiwara headed back into the living room. Alright, we're out of that situation. Osawa returned to his study and sat in front of his computer. He had no desire to be in the presence of the detectives who now crowded his living room. The Ayakamiki fan forum for people 40 and over was still open on his monitor. He reloaded the page and saw that his earlier thread had gotten a reply. It was from Pretty Honey? That person's for real? What? A regular contributor to Osawa's threads. I love how the chats tell me to go back to Pretty Honey, but they're going to see in a second after the YouTube delay's over that we are going back to Pretty Honey. Username of someone who posts regularly on the Ayakamiki fan forum. Seems to know a lot about agriculture and the police, as evidenced by statements such as, if the world were a farm with 100 people, as well as a tendency to post to another site called the 87th Precinct's Telecommunity. Incidentally, Shinya Kano's girlfriend Rumi also posts to the 87th Precinct's Telecommunity from time to time. She has several massive arguments with Pretty Honey there, but the latter criticizing the police for not doing their job, while Rumi insists that police work is very difficult and deserves more credit. That's kind of funny. Obviously, there's a jump point, so we'll have to remember this one. I'm opposed to the idea of Ayakamiki expanding it to America. Urgh. She should be able to enjoy the success she's earned in Japan without having to struggle overseas. Aya has done so much for us. I'd like her to keep supporting Japan forever. Woohoo! That's what those emotions sound like, by the way. That's my Kanan response. The message was festooned, I love that word, with the sort of emoticons that a young girl might use. Pretty Honey claimed to be a 19-year-old female college student. Although the community was meant for Ayakamiki fans 40 and over, the settings allowed anyone to post there. The only young woman among the members, however, was Pretty Honey. The thread continued. By the way, have you tried the Aya Fortune Teller yet? There's a link below. Woohoo! There's no way that's what it means. Fortune telling, huh? The practice of determining a person's future luck or life events using cards, horoscopes, and or other methods of divination. Most people believe such prognostication when it foretells something good, and don't believe it when the outlook is bad. That's about as much faith in fortune-telling as someone should have. Let's find out what that looks like. What the? There's like an anime style... What? Mega! Lucky! Oh, that's amazing. Yo, that's freaking fantastic. That's an amazing, like, reaction clip. Osawa stared. Should he ask it whether Maria was safe? If it gave him a good answer, he'd believe it. If it were a bad answer, he wouldn't. It might be worth a shot just for the peace of mind it'd bring. He clicked the link and the Aya Fortune Teller page came up. It asked you to enter your birth date and sex, and then Ayakamiki would offer her advice. Osawa followed the instructions, entering his date of birth, selecting mail, and then clicking next. Now for your credit card number. A few seconds later, his fortune was displayed. You're a very work-minded person. He'd hoped for some insight on Maria, but instead it was just a write-up about his personality. You'd never be able to get by without the devoted support of those around you, but you probably don't realize that, do you? It's a big mistake to think you can get through all of life's challenges on your own. There's nothing cool about being ignorant. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite a grudge. Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. Famous people who got your results. Shinosuke Orai. I might have said that wrong, but... The head of the Wandering Angels Theater Troupe. Hey, he has an interview appointment with Minoru Minorikawa at 2:30 this afternoon. Hey! Osawa couldn't help but feel that the advice was painfully appropriate. He went back to the form and replied to Pretty Honey. Nice to hear from you again, Pretty Honey. I definitely know how you feel about Ayakamiki being ours. Still, I'm confident she's got what it takes to persevere and succeed in America. And if she does fail, well, all of us in Japan will be here to welcome her back all the same. Guess this voyage to America I've concocted just has me a little worked up. Okay. Aww. Osawa clicked post and leaned back in his chair. Mr. Osawa! Mr. Osawa! It was Kajiwara shouting from outside the door. First the toilet, then lunch. What is it now? Jeez. There's been a development in the case. Please join us in the living room. We have important matters to discuss. Kajiwara had his detective face on. Oh my god. When Osawa entered the living room, I was already there, looking stern and solemn. Now that you're both here, Kajiwara said, allow me to share what we know. We've identified a location that appears to be the Syndicate's hideout. You have? What about Maria? Is she there? Osawa exclaimed. We still haven't been able to ascertain whether your daughter is safe. Well, then what were these important matters you needed to discuss? Osawa felt a wave of anxiety rush through him. The hideout in question is a condominium in Hiro, probably. And it's owned by... By whom? Wow, for an outburst that's surprisingly, like, nitpicky grammar, like, on my level of just obnoxiousness. Mr. Osawa, please calm down. Tell me! Go on out with it! Kajiwara took a deep breath. The residence is owned by Mamoru Tanaka. Jesus. Osawa was speechless. He couldn't process what he was hearing. Tanaka? Lies! I shrieked. Just what are you implying? That Mr. Tanaka is the kidnapper? Where's your proof? With all due respect, ma'am, weren't you suspicious of Mr. Tanaka yourself? Well, I suppose, but you did go so far as to stick a listening device on him. Flustered, I withdrew into a vacant silence. The sudden ringing of the phone startled everyone in the room. Was that Tanaka? No, it couldn't be. There was no way. The phone was wiretapped. The detective wearing the headset nodded to Kajiwara, who in turn motioned for Osawa to pick up. Hello? He said cautiously. Ah, hello. Is this the home of Maria Osawa? The voice was not Tanaka's. Osawa didn't recognize it, but the veil of despair that hung before him thinned slightly. Is this the home of Hitomi Osawa? This time the man on the phone used Hitomi's name instead. Yes, that's right. The caller immediately hung up. That's creepy. As Osawa stood there dumbstruck, Kajiwara gently took the receiver and hung up the phone. One of the detectives addressed Kajiwara. We've traced the source of the call to a cell phone. Is it even possible to trace a call within like 10 seconds? Also, we've pinpointed the base station used. Inform Director Kuze so we can prepare a team, just in case. Just in case? Osawa asked. What do you mean by that? Kajiwara frowned slightly. Just because this is a kidnapping case doesn't mean that every phone call comes from the kidnapper. We'll look into it, of course, but... Ah, I see. Besides, right now, confirming Mr. Tanaka's whereabouts takes priority. Don't you agree? Osawa nodded. Someone should call him, the detective added. I'll do it. Ai got out her cell phone and dialed up Tanaka. Oh my god, this is really picking up. Where was Mr. Tanaka headed? Kajiwara asked. He eyed Osawa keenly. To work. I sent him to pick up some documents. I don't actually know. Oh man. Where are we going to go with this, guys? A and B? Because this looks like it could really matter. Because we send him off to what may or may not be the right place, or they come up with something on their own. What should it be? A, send him to work to pick up some documents. B, no clue. I'm so curious. I really want to see what people think about this one, because I'm at a loss this time. No pretty honey answer for us this time. We have one vote for B. Does anybody else wish to weigh in? Another one for B. Yeah, people are playing honest because we don't know. It's unanimous B right now. Okay. I don't actually know. Even leaving out the part about Hitomi, that was still the truth. If Tanaka were behind the kidnapping, Osawa knew he ought to tell the police about the blue minivan and the emails from his daughter. But part of him still trusted Tanaka deep down, and he couldn't bring himself to reveal it all. We have investigators en route to Tanaka's condominium, Kajiwara said. Let's wait for them to report in. We have investigators en route to... What the... That was a glitch, I think? Or not a glitch, but just like a weird programming thing? That was surreal. On the far side of the room, I was squawking in frustration. Ugh. Despite several attempts, she hadn't been able to get through to Tanaka. Sorry, that really threw me off. I thought I was, like, going crazy for a second there. Kajiwara's phone rang, and he pulled it from his pocket. Kano? What's going on? He headed into one corner as he spoke into the receiver. I suppose that'll be alright. What for, though? After a few more quiet words, Kajiwara held his phone out to Osawa. One of the investigators on the scene would like to speak with you. Frowning in confusion, Osawa took hold of the phone. Yeah, the Matrix. Deja vu. It's when they change something. Hello there, Galleon. Osawa speaking. Can I help you? This is Detective Kano from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so I need to just cut to the chase here. There was a pause as the speaker took a deep breath before continuing. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? Whoa! What? Osawa was so startled that his voice caught in his throat. What are you talking about? The antiviral research was top secret, so how did some detective from the Shibuya precinct know about it? There's our jump moment. Osawa was bewildered. I'm the one asking the questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? I'm not sure I understand the question. I know what the syndicate is really after, Mr. Osawa. Osawa's mind went blank when he heard what Kano said next. He could give no reply. Mr. Osawa? The detective continued after a moment. Is everything alright? Without really thinking, Osawa hung up. Oh my god! That was not good. They were after the virus? Did he mean the UA virus kept at the lab? Wait, hold on. The detective had to be wrong about that. The kidnappers must have the UA virus already. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to do what I did to Hitomi. Whoa. Do not look away. These are your crimes. At last, Osawa understood what those emails from A were all about. They were a preview of the tragedy that was yet to unfold. The kidnappers probably meant to start the main event soon. It might already be too late to stop them. Oh my god, this game just picked up. Mr. Osawa? Kajiwara asked. Hey there, Jin. Are you alright? The detective gazed with concern into Osawa's ashen face. Bracing himself, Osawa spoke up, his voice hoarse and dry. A killer virus is about to be unleashed in Tokyo. And I know who's responsible. It's me. The sudden confession caused the detectives on site to stir like a hornet nest. Please, arrest me. Feeling the weight of his crimes crushing down on him, Osawa dropped his gaze to the floor. I get the feeling I was supposed to play a different character first so he wouldn't do this. He held out both his wrists. I'll tell you everything down at the station, he said. Anything you need to know. Oh my god. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, imagined. Jesus. I was like, oh. Osawa imagined bodies dropping left and right. There were limits to what might be cured by the small stockpile of antiviral his lab currently contained. If they were unable to quarantine the infected in time, then Shibuya, no, all of Japan, might be engulfed in a pandemic that the drug could never stop. A massive outbreak of a particular infection on a regional or global scale. In 14th century Europe, a massive cholera outbreak is said to have killed 2/3 of the population, and the Spanish flu outbreak in the early 20th century killed at least 25 million people worldwide. Given modern advances in transportation, some researchers are of the opinion that the global risk of a pandemic is higher than ever before. He could only hope that his complying with the authorities might help stop the spread of the infection before it was too late. That's definitely a bad end. No? Well, wait for it. Oh, what? Oh, no. Holy shit! What? Oh my god! Whoa! Guilty conscience is not kidding. The thought of the UA virus devastating Japan filled Osawa with despair. Blaming himself, he asked to be arrested. But this only happened because of what Kano said to him. A simple error in word choice led Osawa to a completely wrong conclusion. Kano ought to properly inform Osawa just what the kidnappers are after. Wow, dude. Okay. That was interesting. You got me. Shibuya Scramble. Let's try that again. Because Osawa is going nowhere. We have jumps, to be sure, but I don't think I can do them right now. I'll need to play with the other characters up until that point. So, ladies and gentlemen, our next options. Maria, Hachi, Kano, Minurikawa. Kano we know has a connection, and I guess it's Kano twice? Weird. So, Kano has a connection, but otherwise, whose story do you want to take a look at? Kano next, we have 1 vote for Kano. We have 1 vote for Maria. So, what other votes do we have here? 2 for Maria. 3 for Maria. Burning Hammer is the cure. Just wait for it, man. You could just burn your problems away. 2 for Kano, 4 for Maria. Maria's winning. It looks like that's where we're going. Alright. 5 for Maria. Yeah, it's over. Getting rid of the suit. Aw, yeah. Actually, one thing I should do. Now, hold on. I just realized. I never saw the animation for this. Because you know how there's slight animation when you choose them from the character select screen? Or is there a way to go back? I don't think it's going to help me very much. Alright, I'll have to do this at a different point then. The sales clerk continues to stare at me. You know, you look really familiar, he says. Huh? Really? I perk up at that. Maybe I could find out something about who I am. Yeah, you totally look like some pop singer or TV personality. I just can't remember who. Oh, that's what you meant. My shoulders slump in disappointment. Look, if you're trying to flatter me, how about a discount on the necklace? Sure, okay. I mean, it's just something I picked up off the side of the road. Oh. The sales clerk stammered for a moment. Okay, how about I take off 10,000? 30,000 and it's yours. You mean it? That perks me right back up. Guess I'm easy to please. Get your mind out of the gutter, it's not what she means and you know it. This game's amazing. Sure, you look like you might need to buy some new clothes, too. He points to my sweater. Oh, it's ripped. There's a tiny tear on the left shoulder. Oh yeah, a little hard to see, but yep. So, what do you want to do about the cat? The sales clerk adds. Want me to dispose of it for you? He gestures at my costume with his jaw. Oh, right. What should I do? I feel a little guilty about asking him to go out of his way for me more than he already has. Maybe I should deal with it myself. He obviously wants to help me. May as well have him get rid of the costume, too. So basically, do I hold on to the Tama cat costume, or do I get rid of it? A, I hold on to it. B, I get rid of it. What is the option for this, chat? Oh yeah, Meowington, this might be the guy who installed the cameras, I forgot. So, yeah, what are we doing? A, we take the Tama costume and do with it whatever we will, or B, we give it to the sales clerk and he takes care of it. 1B, 3 A's, 4 A's. Yeah, everyone's saying keep it. I agree. We have like 1 vote to get rid of it. I feel a little guilty about having him go out of his way from it, but maybe I should do it myself. He looks a bit disappointed when I tell him that. He wanted the cat costume. Yes, now the egg of the king is mine! I buy the necklace for 30,000 yen and leave the knick-knack shop, hauling the costume with me. Yes. Now I'm a cat-human hybrid. But as I walk along, I start regretting my decision. I can't find a good place to throw the cat outfit away. Finally, I spot a convenience store that looks like it'll do just fine. One of the employees is out front cleaning out the trash can. Several large garbage bags line the side of the road. Perfect! Maybe I can have him toss out the costume along with everything else. Excuse me, so I got this old cat suit here? I figure it can't hurt to ask. Yeah, I know. The shop boy takes the costume from me. Taku Okado, 22-year-old getting by on part-time employment. Recently, after a number of employees quit in rapid succession, the owner hurriedly took on several new hires, but for some reason, instead of everyone chipping in on the cleaning, Okado always winds stuck up doing it. You're here to throw this thing out. I got it. He sounds wholly unsurprised. He accepts it so blithely that I actually feel bad. It's been like this all morning, he says. I don't even care anymore. Just throw away what you need and be on your way, I guess. It's been like what all morning? I'm out here cleaning and people keep dumping trash on me. First was this couple that up and threw a garbage bag at me. Hachi and Hitomi, the two have just run to a girl called Kanan. After that, some homeless looking guy came by, took all his clothes off and left. All? Oh, Sasayama! At the moment, Sasayama is searching for a costume for his next disguise. That's right, it wasn't Tatama or whatever, it was Sasayama. That was the disguise guy. Like just now, some chubby girl tossed out some empty cardboard boxes and a bunch of empty bottles, so that's cheery. That must have been, yeah, she was probably drinking the burning hammer while she walked along. So when you came by just now with this thing, I knew right away. Yep, this again. I'm sorry. It's alright, 3 times, 4 times, what's the difference? He flashes a bright smile, but it's clearly insincere. Then he looks at me more closely. Huh. Aren't you the girlfriend of that dude who threw the bag of garbage at me? What? No, not me. Huh. Guess I'm misremembering then. Well, anyway, thanks for your help with this. I give the guy a bow. Sega! A few minutes later, near the station, I spot a sort of mall. Checking the directory by the entrance, I see that it's got several clothing shops and an arcade inside. They probably sell shirts in here. I hurry on inside. Yes, now I can play Virtua Fighter 2, or Virtual On. The interior of the building is like a twisting maze of corridors, all of them overflowing with people. What's that light gun game? I take the escalator to the second floor and find myself amidst rows of arcade games. I was trying to get to the fashion area, but must have gone the wrong way. Oh, Toyama? Excuse me, you haven't seen a lost little girl, have you? Have you seen a little girl? Small? Brown hair? I turn to see a miserable-looking, middle-aged man peering at me anxiously. Toyama. He got separated from his daughter Hana while running from debt collectors. He's on edge, worried that the men who are after him might take Hana hostage. Have you seen her? A little girl, about 10 years old? This is a little on the nose. A girl around 10? Have I seen her? What's her name? Hana? Hana Toyama? Hana. Oh, that's a pretty name. So, she's about yay tall? The man launches into a rapid-fire explanation, describing the girl's features, hair, and clothes. I got separated from her around Center Guy. She likes this place, so I thought maybe she'd come here. Center Guy? That's right. Now I remember. This is the guy I bumped into earlier the afternoon, while I was racing around in the cat costume. He got separated from his daughter? Yikes. If she did come here, it's not going to be easy to find her in the midst of these crowds. Are you sure she didn't go back home, I ask? Well, there's this problem, he mutters. Going home isn't an option. Well, that's not really an explanation. Sorry to bother you. I'll look around a bit more. With that, Hana's father disappears into the crowd with a cartoon sound effect. I leave the arcade and head for the fashion area. Damn! So we're not going to catch Super Monkey Ball characters in the UFO catcher machine? Hey! I bump into Mr. Yanagishita in a hallway lined with photo booths. Huh? Boss? What's he doing in a place like this? Oh, Tama! You're out of the suit! For some reason, he's got a bunch of magazines strewn across the floor. Yeah, finally managed to get it off. Well, that's good. Wish you could have been at the sales demo without your face hidden away. What are you doing? You mentioned something about a creek earlier. You going on a trip? Yeah, I was, but then I remembered something important. I get motion sickness, something fierce. He sounds kind of proud of himself. So, yeah. No trips for me. Heck, I don't even want to think about that now. What about the money you owe? I asked, curious. Well, as it happens, I think I may have found my solution. He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles. Oh! Right here. I found a great way to make a killing. Are these the things that are getting Toyama in trouble in the first place? Those scratch cards that'll, like, kill his business at the magazine? Oh, the Full Arcana, how to get his pants back? He never lost them. After those thugs pulled them off, it said he grabbed his pants and ran away, with the thugs chasing him and laughing. So he's had his pants the whole time. Turn a lot of money, usually in a very short time, and or with little effort. The phrase originated in the 19th century, in reference to hunters who were paid based on the number of kills they made. Jesus. He opens the magazine he's holding to reveal a scratch card, the potential 100,000 yen prize. You just gotta scratch off one of these to win 100,000 yen. All I need is 30 of them, and my debt's squared away. Each magazine I can nab is more money for me. Despite his enthusiasm, his story doesn't quite add up. Are those scratch cards guaranteed to win? No, of course not. It's a lottery sort of thing. She looks directly at the camera. Well, then having 30 copies of the magazine is hardly a foolproof solution. Quite the opposite, in fact, but I hold my tongue. Okay then, now that my goddess of fortune Tama's here, let me hurry and scratch these suckers off! Yanagishita begins fervently scratching away at the first card with a coin. Aw, that one's a loser. Maybe the next one? Nope, that's a loser too. Damn it, so's this one. And this one. In a spectacular display, he scratches off one losing card after another. Soon he's down to just one last magazine. This sound. You're not a very lucky person, are you? Oh, please don't say that. Mr. Yanagishita looks like he's on the verge of tears. I stare at one of the losing scratch cards. You know, if you could just see the symbols through the card, you'd win for sure, I say jokingly. I hold the card up to the light. Oh god. When I do, I really can see the symbols through the card. Boss, I think I might have just... Shh! He interrupts me before I could share my shocking discovery. I look at him in surprise. Mr. Yanagishita has gone all pale. Quiet, Tama! Those guys are here. Oh, man. He shows me into a photo booth. Oh, these things. Those guys? The debt collectors, he hisses. They just do not give up. He clutches the sides of his head. Man, they are right here. Peeking out of the booth, I spot a pair of men who look pretty rough around the edges. Is it those two? Shh, not so loud! The men are looking around, and they're getting closer and closer. What do I do? Oh, what do I do? Mr. Yanagishita starts getting panicky. Tama, what do I do? I have no idea. Oh, this is not good. This is not good, Mr. Yanagishita whimpers. Getting involved with those thugs strikes me as a bad idea. I pretend not to know Yanagishita and run off. This guy gave me a job, so I kinda owe him. I look around for a better place for the two of us to hide. So, do we just leave him for the wolves? Or do we look for a better place to hide at risk to ourselves? What are we gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? A, peace out. B, look better to hide. Yeah, Fakafon for real, that Shenmue. Not bro, not so loud! It's like, ugh. Thanks. So yeah, where are we going here? A, we just leave him to die, and B, we can hide together. Hello, it's normal. Yeah, call pretty honey. So yeah, everyone's going with B because everyone loves Yanagishita, as they should. Unfortunately, I don't really see anywhere that might work. We might be safest staying right where we are. Just stay nice and still and we'll be fine, I whisper. Yeah, you're probably right. The curtain is drawn so people can't see inside, but just to keep up appearances, we start taking photos as if we're normal customers. I really hope they don't look in here, Mr. Yanagishita murmurs. What do we do if they find us? They won't, just don't worry. Despite my reassurances, it was a while before he stopped trembling. Then he said, You know, Tama, They say that when a man and a woman meet under unusual circumstances, it's easy for them to fall in love. Uh-huh. Do they now? They do. Going through an extreme situation together makes you fall for each other. So, wanna go get married? He goes straight to the chase, doesn't he? No way. Yeah, I am not having this conversation. Just, nope. Anyway, I think they're gone now. The debt collectors, I mean. Mr. Yanagishita peeks out and quickly scans the surrounding area. They're gone? They're gone! So long, losers! His fears give way to a burst of manic energy. Guess I'm on the clear now. Thanks, Tama. Come on, let's take some commemorative photos. Huh? To commemorate what exactly? Come on, it'll be fun. Okay, big smile now. Ready? Cheese! Butter, margarine, Afro life. You're goddamn right. This game's great. Any one of those is a title card for this stream. After that, I part ways with Mr. Yanagishita and head to a different floor. I don't tell him about being able to see through the scratch cards. The guy really ought to develop a proper work ethic. Hey, Maria, not making Minorikawa's job even worse. Hey, by the way, I do love the parallel that Hachi and Hitomi seem to be getting kind of close, and they are in an extreme situation. But Yanagishita, like, nah, man. Hey, come on, wait up! I'm on the escalator to the 3rd floor when I hear someone shouting. I figure it's someone yelling to their kid, but when I turn to look, I see a young man I don't recognize staring right at me. Where are you going? It's not safe for us to get too separated. What? Is this Hachi and I missed the beginning of his story? What? Who's this weirdo? Is this some new pickup trick or something? It's gotta be Hachi. I rushed up the escalator to get away from the guy. When I get to the restaurant section of the 4th floor, I'm hit with a sudden pang of hunger. Are we gonna have obligatory stomach growling sound? Also, Sonic, he can really move. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten a thing all day. I'm so hungry, I mutter to myself as I walk around. Good thing I have 10,000 yen, right? What should I eat? Then I spot Chiri coming out of a Chinese restaurant. So remember, she was already just eating in front of Minorikawa, like, a lot. So, there we go. Hey, Chiri. She turns to me to look at me confused. Who are you? Oh, it's me, it's Tama. Ah, I thought I recognized that voice, she replies with a nod. Did you eat again, I asked? Well, yeah, but then they kicked me out. Isn't that just terrible? No, sir! Not the steam tray, sir! She looks pretty displeased. I came here because they said it was all you can eat, but then they closed shop because they ran out of food. And what did you do after that? We went home. Mrs. Simpson, may I remind you that you're under oath? We went fishing! Jesus. Oh, wow, you're right. I spot one of the restaurant staff hanging a closed sign at the front door with an evil look. Man, now my early afternoon snack is ruined. An afternoon snack? At an all-you-can-eat buffet? I can't help but stare at Chiri's midsection, amazed by what that stomach is capable of. By the way, have you seen the boss, she asks? I thought he'd finally accepted that he needs to buckle down and work, but he's got some new crazy scheme. I guess the guy's just never gonna learn. I figure nothing good's gonna come from associating with him. I'd be careful if I were you, too. Huh. Done with her little rants, Chiri says goodbye and heads off among the restaurants. There's always another restaurant. Hitomi? There we go. Who said that? Were they talking to me? I turn to see a businessman of some sort staring in my direction. What? Is this Tanaka? Like everyone I've run into today, I don't recognize him. For some reason, though, I feel relaxed in his presence. Is that you, Hitomi? Hitomi? Could that be my name? Or are you Maria? No, As I fumble for words, the man peers at me with obvious concern. What are you doing in a place like this? We need to get you back home. Your parents are worried sick. My parents? Did someone file a missing person report while I've been wandering around with amnesia? The man leads the way and I follow. But again, Tanaka, I don't know if Tanaka is the bad guy in this game or what. They might be leading us somewhere. And now we're walking down a freaking alley? I don't know, man. We leave the Gigo building, but head down a narrow alleyway. Then the man suddenly stops. I feel a jolt of anxiety as I notice something gleaming in his hand. What? It doesn't matter which of the two you are. Oh, damn. Here it comes. You're both in the way. Oh my god, dude. He mutters almost as if talking to himself. Wow. The moment we take off the catsuit, the game gets serious. It was so much more silly when we were still in the catsuit. Bad end. Jeez. After meeting a man who seemed to know her on the restaurant level, our heroine hopes to find out more about her past. Instead, she wound up getting attacked in an alleyway. Ultimately, this all came to pass because she was avoiding that young man who mistook her for Hitomi. If he hadn't come shouting after her, she would have gone on to buy some clothes as she had originally intended. Oh. Wow. So once again, this wasn't really my fault. I just chose the story in the wrong order. Like, I couldn't have known. This wasn't like a bad decision we made. Nothing could be done. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we're at this screen. Yeah, I'm going to select Maria just to see what her animation is. Hello! Smile! Okay. I saw it! Alright, so what are we doing now? Hachi, Kano, or Minorikawa? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Cat said if she had the catsuit, she could have owned his ass. She beat a legit MMA fighter, so this guy has no chance. So, okay, 1 vote for Hachi. What else do we have? Anything but Hachi. We have 1 vote for Hachi. I want to see where else other people go. And remember, everyone's story is getting crazy now. 2 votes for Hachi, 1 vote for Minorikawa, 3 for Hachi, 1 for Kano, 4 for Hachi. I think we know where we're going with this one. 2 for Minorikawa, though, but Hachi's still winning by 2. And 2 for Kano, but Hachi's still winning by 2. So, alright, let's go. Kanan. You must be Hitomi. The girl called Kanan spoke fairly fluent Japanese. Hitomi nodded in response. Yes, that's me. And you're Kanan, right? How did you know my name? Did Maria tell you? Yes. She told me about this amazing girl from overseas she made friends with. A thin smile crossed Kanan's lips at the word, amazing. Then her look grew sad. Poor Maria. It's my fault that she was abducted. What? Hachi and Hitomi gasped in unison. That's why I have to rescue her, Kanan added. Hold on a second, Hitomi said. What do you mean it's your fault? Kanan replied by jerking her chin in the direction of the main road. Better head that way, she said softly. Someone's coming. But Hitomi didn't back down. Please, tell me. Why was my sister kidnapped? Several sets of footsteps echoed down the alley. They could see figures approaching now. By the looks of them, accomplices of the man Kanan had taken down earlier. Oh, man. You two get out of here, she warned. I'll handle this. What? Hachi's been a brick this entire game, and she's telling him, like, nope, sit down, I can take all 4 of them. She stepped out in front of Hachi and Hitomi, moving with such confidence that they didn't doubt she could handle the threat. Wow, alright. Come to the Gigo building, or Gigo, at 3 o'clock, she added quietly, never taking her eyes off the advancing syndicate members. Huh? Hitomi squeaked. I'll explain everything then. The criminals broke into a run. Come on, Hitomi, let's go, Hachi hissed. He took her by the hand and bolted from the alleyway. Okay. Well. The two didn't slow their pace until they'd put plenty of distance between themselves and the alleyway. Kanan said this was her fault. What could she have meant by that? The hard run hadn't made Hitomi forget the other girl's startling suggestion. Well, she said she'll meet up with us again later, Hachi said. We could ask her more about it then. In the meantime, an ache in his belly had made Hachi realize that he'd been running all day and hadn't eaten since the morning. Ah, this is that crossover potential. People on a diet need to be careful about skipping meals. Going too long without proper nourishment can cause the body to store up its energy reserves, leading to weight gain instead of loss. Proper eating habits and proper exercise are key. Maybe it's not the best timing, but do you want to get some food? I'll be okay. Hitomi's face was racked with emotion. It's only natural, she thought. Not only was she afraid for her sister's life, but there were all these people out to kill her, too. And with this Kanan girl suddenly showing up, the situation was more confusing than ever. Still, they might as well address the few problems they could control. There was a fast food joint nearby. Let's go in there, Hachi said. You might not be hungry, but you should still make sure you stay hydrated. Hitomi shook her head, but her wan face practically radiated exhaustion. Come on, we should rest up a little. But there's no rush. If we're going to meet up with Kanan later, it's probably best if we don't just wander aimlessly until then. Never know who we might run into. I guess you're right. The two went into the fast food restaurant together. Sweden! Or maybe Sluden? Welcome, said the girl at the register with a bright smile. May I take your order? I'll have the spaghetti with meat sauce. Yo, I would order that. How about you, Hitomi? Spaghetti with a sauce made from tomatoes and ground meat, also known as spaghetti bolognese, if you want to sound more Italian. Like Neapolitan spaghetti flavored with ketchup, it is a perennial favorite of Japanese children. Frozen packages at the supermarket for around 200 yen a pop make for a simple and decently tasty microwavable meal that's also easy on the wallet. Yakuza confirms. I'll just have a nice tea. Hey now, you should probably eat at least a little something. Okay, then I'll have a strawberry parfait. A dessert of strawberries topped with ice cream and whipped cream. Hitomi has been so worried about her sister that she hasn't eaten anything since last night, but being with Hachi has calmed her nerves a little, and her appetite has returned. Perhaps a reflexive order of a strawberry parfait is a sign that she's not only hungry, but also still a little girl with a sweet tooth at heart. She sounded a little embarrassed to be ordering a dessert. So yeah, said Hachi, 1 spaghetti and meat sauce and a strawberry parfait, please. Coming right up. The cashier promptly assembled their meal and set it out on a tray. We've got a special contest going on right now, she said. Please check it out if you're interested. The girl handed Hachi a flyer. It read, Iron Stomach Eating Contest. Eat 1,000 scoops of ice cream and win 10 million yen. Yet too bad that 10 million yen is useless when you're freaking dead. A competitive eating event held by this establishment. Backed by Sun TV, the competition has been shared with the entire country over the internet. Many contestants have entered for a shot at the 10 million yen prize, but so far no one has been able to complete the eating challenge. Due to the large number of competitors who suffer from gastrointestinal distress as a result of their efforts, roughly 30 portable toilets have been set up outside the restaurants. What the heck? Hachi stared at the flyer as he took a seat at an open table. That's impossible. Yeah, 1,000 scoops? That's impossible. Anyway, let's hurry up and eat. As Hachi stuffed his face with spaghetti, he thought back to their encounter with Kanan. The girl had helped them out, sure, but could they really trust her completely? It might be dangerous to meet up with her again. Still, Hitomi needed to know more about what had happened to Maria, and Kanan obviously knew something about that. It looked like they'd need to take that risk. My sister really is amazing. Huh? Oh, that's why in the preview image his mouth was all stained. It was spaghetti sauce. Hitomi's quiet words drew Hachi from his ruminations. He paused with a forklift of spaghetti. A forklift. I'm pretty good at words. With a fork full of spaghetti halfway to his mouth. My sister met Kanan while she was on a trip to the Middle East with my father. Hitomi nibbled at her parfait, looking lonesome. Cool, but how does that in particular make your sister amazing? It's typical of her is all. She's so dynamic and gung-ho about things, Hitomi explained, her gaze turned inward. It was just my father and sister who took that trip to the Middle East. I didn't go with them. I guess my mental image of that part of the world is mostly that it's really dangerous. To me, going there seemed like a huge risk, but Maria didn't see it that way. Your sister sounds like a bit of a loose cannon. But if you can't bring yourself to take risks, to do things, Hitomi continued, you can't meet new people and have new experiences. That's the part I always get hung up on, the risk. I'd never be able to make a friend like Kanan. Hachi's mind wandered as he listened to Hitomi talk. She and her sister might be twins, but each of them was still unique. Just what kind of person was Hitomi's sister? He just wanted to sit there and listen to her voice. I get the feeling this might be a non-choice just because of A and C, but either way, what do you think, chat? Consider the sister dynamic? Consider just Maria? Or consider just Hitomi, really? How's it going to be? I keep saying how's it going to be. It really should be more like, what's it going to be? But we'll see. So A, Maria, B... Excuse me. A, both, B, Maria, C, Hitomi. How should we handle this one? 1 vote for B, 1 vote for A, 2 votes for B. Yeah, a cat person, question mark. 1 vote for C. 2 for A, 2 for B, 1 for C. Anything else? 2 for C, now it's a full tie. 3 for C, never mind, C's winning now. I guess we're going C. Since Tanaka's trying to kill them, Hachi's got a shot. Oh my god. He just wanted to sit there and listen to her voice. Her voice was sweeter than any parfait could be. Smooth lion, Hachi. Hachi had never been a big fan of sweets, but he wanted as many helpings of Hitomi's voice as he could get. A term used to refer to candies, snacks, or desserts that are flavored to be, well, sweet. You'll see people on cooking shows trying fancy sweets and raving about how they taste using every word but sweet, which you would think kind of defeats the whole point, but whatever. No matter how trivial. If she said it, he wanted to hear it. Hachi, I'm breaking up with you. Don't even care, you sound great. But Hitomi went quiet and hung her head. Broken from his reverie, Hachi spoke up again. What's the point of comparing yourself to your sister? You're your own person, Hitomi. Professor Palmer said the same thing. Hmm? Hachi didn't recognize the name, but he had cleaned up his face. Oh, sorry, Leland Palmer. He's my university English professor. He's given me advice on a whole bunch of things. That sounded rather intimate. All sorts of worrying images shot through Hachi's mind. First Tanaka, then Palmer. Jesus, Hachi, chill out. So, how old is this teacher of yours? Huh? Around 40 or so, I guess. Great, Hachi thought to himself. Another middle-aged guy. His mind filled with another sequence of slightly more upsetting images. It's so stupid. Oh, hey, ain't that Hitomi Osawa? Oh, wow, you're right, it totally is. A college-aged couple sitting behind them was talking in hushed, excited tones. Nutty. Man, she really is a cutie, the young man observed. He made no attempt to hide the fact that he was looking Hitomi over. Hey, hold on, Masa, said the girl. What gives? A first-year student at Midoriyama Academy who works part-time as a delivery driver for Dogen Hut, a noodle shop on Dogenzaka. He's taken the day off work today in order to attempt a dry run of the Iron Stomach eating competition, hoping to strike it rich while his girlfriend looks on. But now that he's eaten 2 parfaits, his stomach isn't feeling well, and he's just gonna back from his 5th trip to the toilet. Or he's just gotten back. Ugh. Well, I mean, she is Miss Midoriyama, right? Miss Midoriyama? Hachi turned to the couple. Hey, did you just say she's Miss Midoriyama? Hachi said nothing, but kept his ears tuned to the couple's conversation. Hachi did his best to ignore the couple. Whatever they were talking about couldn't be that important. So, interfere with them, listen, don't listen. A, B, or C, ladies and gentlemen. What's it gonna be? So A is for Hachi, turned to the couple. B is for Hachi, said nothing. And C is for Hachi did his best to ignore the couple. So what's it gonna be, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have a guess? Well, not really a guess, but, you know, options. We have A again, we have 1 for B, so 2A, 1B, 2B, 1C, 3B. Oh, we're changing to B, so B is cleaning up. Alright. You sure that's her? Yeah, it totally is. Oh, it isn't. Isn't that Maria Osawa? Oh. Oh, huh. Maybe. Either way, she's super cute. Hey now, Masa, what gives? Again? A first year... Are you serious? Oh, okay. He's back from suffering in the restroom, his stomach rather upset from eating too much parfait. While doing his business there, he happened to spot a magazine on the wall rack. Flipping through nonchalantly, he came across a potential 100k yen scratch card inside. Seeing that it hadn't been scratched off, he considered trying for the prize, but then, deciding it was no time to press his luck, he left the restroom without scratching it. Huh. Hachi turned back to Hitomi. Is that true, he asked, peering intently at her face. Well, yeah. She nodded with an awkward smile. Well, I mean, you are really cute and all, Hachi said. Miss Midoriyama. Well, I'll be. He nodded to himself as he took it all in. It was Professor Palmer who convinced me to enter that beauty contest, actually, Hitomi said. The Miss Midoriyama contest at Midoriyama Academy is considered one of the top student beauty pageants in Japan. Pin-up shots of both Hitomi and Maria have already graced the pages of several magazines. Talent agencies have also made attempts to scout them, but both girls declined, claiming that they entered the contest just for the memories of they have no interest in show business. Huh. Hachi's smile twisted up a little. You said if I really wanted to change myself, I should try entering. Nani? Hachi maintained his outward composure, but inside his heart was racing. Tanaka and Palmer. Which of them held Hitomi's true affections? What a freaking dork. Or was she possibly leading on two middle-aged men at the same time? Yes, that's what I would have concluded as well. The more he thought about it, the worse his delusions became. Come on, another stupid vision? No. What actually happened, though, is my sister and I both won the prize. Hitomi's words snapped him out of his funk. She sounded disappointed. Huh? They gave out a double prize? Turns out my sister had entered the competition, too. She smiled a self-deprecating smile. Guess twins really do think alike, huh? Hey, double schmubble. 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 You still won a prize, right? That's pretty impressive. Nah, they just picked me as an afterthought to my sister because twins sharing the prize made for a good headline. She looked away sadly. Did they say they picked you as an afterthought? They didn't have to. It was obvious that my sister really won. You can't know that. Maybe she was the afterthought. Come on, you need to believe in yourself. Hitomi just hung her head. But I'm such a terrible person. I've killed lots of people. Suddenly, her eyes welled up with tears. I hate myself so much. I can never forgive myself for what I did. You know, here's a question. Osawa was saying he regrets what he did to Hitomi, but did Hitomi, like, pass off the drug to Maria and secretly Maria's the one with the drug or something weird like that? Hey, whoa! Hachi watched her with trepidation. She looked like she might start bawling at any moment. What's the matter? The night my sister was kidnapped, I was supposed to go to a college party with her. But then all of a sudden she told me not to go. I kept asking her why not, but she just kept insisting I couldn't. Hitomi's face was bleak with regret. We both got mad, and I wound up blowing up at her. Okay, I get it. I don't need to go to the party. Fine. I'd just be your little tag-along anyway. Just like in that beauty contest. You couldn't let me enter that by you couldn't just let me enter that by myself, could you? You always have to be the center of attention. Maria scowled. Fine. The party starts at 7 o'clock. Try not to forget, okay? I was kicking myself as soon as I told her off. My sister isn't the sort of person to tell me what to do or not to do. She must have had a reason for not wanting me to go. I was planning on apologizing to her after the party, but then she was abducted. Hachi polished off the last of his spaghetti. He set down his fork and wiped his mouth. Hey! Hitomi, I get why you're trying so hard to save your sister, he said. And maybe I'm not as tough as that Kanan girl, but I'll stick with you to the end if you'll let me. He tried his best to convey an optimism he didn't really feel. And once we found her and she's safe and sound, you could tell her you're sorry about what you said. At long last, Hitomi cracked a smile. Keep out! Wait, what? Okay, here we go. We're coming back around, right? A short while later, the two arrived outside the Gigo building. They were a little early for their 3 o'clock meetup with Kanan. They had decided that searching at random for the blue minivan was too risky. It could easily draw the attention of the man with the cane or the foreign kidnappers. Getting information from Kanan seemed like the best next move. Oh, hey, Hachi said as they waited. You've got a little rip in your top. Wait, what? Are you serious with this? What the hell are the odds? Hitomi glanced at her shoulder and saw the tear in the fabric. What is going on right now? Oh, you're right. When did that happen, I wonder? Must have snagged it on something while we were running, I guess. We've got some time before Kanan gets here. You want to buy some new clothes? Huh? Are you sure it's a good idea? Ah, so now Maria can go clothes shopping and Hitomi can encounter her. So neither of them is kidnapped. They're just gonna, like, walk up to each other in public like, hey... We'll stick out if we just stand around here waiting. May as well head inside until it's time. Since many celebrities did their shopping at Gicho, there were back entrances for times when the place was crowded. Everyone who frequented the old shopping district knew about them, including Hachi and Hitomi. In a pinch, one of those back entrances could be an escape route. Yeah, Fakafan, everyone knows that twins rip their clothes in the same way. With this in mind, the two headed inside. Shibuya Gicho is an entertainment complex featuring a video arcade and fashion shops. Oh, it's real. At the time of the story, it includes not only a fashion mall, but various amusements on its different levels. The second floor features all ages fun with rides, games, and sticker machines, while the third floor sports the latest arcade games for the core gamer. There's also a food court that offers things such as crepes and loaded takoyaki octopus dough balls. The ground floor and two basement levels of the building were designed as an amusement area, outfitted with skee-ball, claw cranes, fighting games, and the like. The second floor held a mix of photo booths and ladies' wear shops. On the third floor were specialty fashion boutiques, and on the fourth were restaurants. Hachi and Hitomi took the escalator to the second floor. Hitomi started heading for the shops, but Hachi stopped her. Hey, wait up! What's the matter? A dude hanging around a women's clothing store is going to stand out. I'll wait for you here. That explains why he ran into Maria, because that would have made no sense otherwise. And that explains why he didn't recognize her, because she had a different shirt on. Hey. There seemed to be nobody but female customers around. If the man with the cane or the kidnappers appeared out, she figured he would spot them right away. It should be safe for Hitomi to shop on her own for a short while. Alright, Hitomi said. I'll try to make this quick. She began to head out onto the sales floor. Oh my god! Whew! A seedy-looking man poked out from beneath the door of a photo booth right at Hitomi's feet. So Maria's right there? That was a close one, wasn't it, Tama? He said to her. Oh, because she stepped out? I thought I was dead meat for sure. His tone was oddly cheerful considering what he was saying. Who's this guy? Hachi asked. You know him? No, I don't. The sketchy fellow gave her an ingratiating look. Come on, Tama, don't be like that. Hitomi took an anxious step back. Hey man, knock it off. Hachi dragged the guy up to his feet. Okay, no need to get all testy. Who is this guy, Tama? Is he your boyfriend? Boyfriend? That might be one way to get rid of him. That's right. So how about you get lost? A bashful grin spit across Hachi's face. I guess? Hachi didn't want to give the wrong impression. No, it's nothing like that. Jeez, this is awkward. I love that he's asking Hitomi, though. Let her answer. This is really awkward, like, no matter what we choose. So, yeah, A, yes, I'm her boyfriend. B, C, no. Wow, dude. Where are we gonna go with this one? One vote for B. 2 for B. 3 for B. 1 for C. This music's pretty great. 4 for B. 2 for C. Yeah, the clerk is right there. 3 for C. B's still winning, but C's coming up. But yeah, B's just taking over. Alright. No, he's not my boyfriend. Okay, so she cuts us off no matter what, I guess. Hitomi denied it before the words were out of Hachi's mouth. He felt a little pang of heartbreak. What? So you're not her boyfriend? The guy flashed a broad grin. Hey, listen, you creep. Who the hell are you? Oh, me? The man's face suddenly blanched. Oh, crap. Tama, hold on to this for a bit, will you? The weirdo shoved the worn-out magazine into Hitomi's hands and bolted off in a panic. Consider what that looks like. Seriously think about what that looks like. You've never seen this guy before. He starts talking to the girl you're hanging out with like he knows her. Who are you? Well, I'm... Oh, wait! And he just gives her some crappy magazine and runs away. What the hell? That's so weird. The heck was that all about? Yeah, I wonder why I ran off like that. Yeah, the two guys are right there. Hachi and Hitomi stared at one another. Well, anyway, Hachi said, there are a lot of nut jobs out there, so just be careful, yeah? Okay, if anything happens, I'll give you a shout. Hitomi flashed him an impish smile, then scampered off onto the sales floor. As he watched her go, Hachi muttered to himself. Damn it. Why does she have to be so cute? Well. Damn it! Why does she have to be so cute? 5 minutes or more passed as Hachi waited for Hitomi. He stood by the escalator, almost as if he were keeping guard. Female shoppers began to give him icy stares for being somewhere he probably shouldn't. Pointing at him and laughing, I love it. This sucks. Come on, Hitomi, hurry up and get back here. The longer he waited, the more uncomfortable he felt. How long was she gonna take? There we go! It comes full circle, baby! Then he happened to turn around to see Hitomi riding the escalator up. It looked like she had indeed bought some new clothes. New, equally ripped clothes. Hey, Hitomi! She didn't seem to hear him. He decided to shout a bit louder. He decided to go after her. I don't think this is gonna matter, but I wonder if going after her affects the discussion. Maybe it should be shot a bit louder, because she'll ignore that, because she's supposed to just go clothes shopping. But in any case, A or B, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reasonably sure that A is the correct answer, so where should we go? A, shout a bit louder. B, go after her. Again, I think A is the one that's going to keep him back. B, go after her? We got 1 vote for B. 2 for B? Everyone's going B? Really? Okay. Well, I guess that's that. Had she forgotten where he was waiting for her? She stayed on the escalator, heading up toward the top floor. Hachi followed her, but by the time he reached the top, she was out of sight. Oh. Okay. Maybe it was a non-choice. Oh, shouting was a bad idea? Oh. Well, looks like I was the fool. This was the restaurant floor, so it was more open than the other levels. A floor designed solely for eateries. Typically, this is the topmost floor of a mall building like Jijo. Those who head up here during morning hours will likely find the place deserted. The restaurant floor features a variety of different cuisines, including Chinese, Italian, creative Japanese food, sushi, tempura, and other delicacies from around the world. He hurriedly began to look... Oh, it's the guy! He hurriedly began to look around. As he wandered, he bumped into a man talking on his cell phone. Ah, sorry, my bad. Hachi held up a hand in apology, but the man was too engrossed in his conversation to notice. No, you're not getting it. The lock was undone, too. The man startled Hachi by suddenly shouting into his phone. You need to consider the risk of getting it out. Whatever this guy was talking about, he sure was angry with whoever was on the other end. Look, I'll figure out what to do with the minivan. You just handle things on your end. Minivan? Hachi's interest was piqued, but he needed to find Hitomi before he let anything distract him. Damn, yo, that's intense. As he scoured the 4th floor, he came across a Chinese buffet and noticed the large windows in its outer walls. You could see a lot of Shibuya through those windows. Maybe Hitomi had decided to look for the minivan from up here? By the way, just so you know, the next keep out, to be continued, or bad end I encounter is where I'm going to call a stream. One of the restaurant employees came rushing up as Hachi headed inside. Sir, I'm sorry, she said. What the... sir, you'll have to forgive the inconvenience. We're not open to the public. Not right now. Not at the moment, I mean. The employee's voice was oddly subdued for some reason. What the... Masaya Takei, a part-time staffer at Imabiki Chinese restaurant. Her boss chewed her out pretty bad for showing up at work with her nails manicured black. She was ordered to go to the restroom and scrub them clean, but no amount of nail polish remover was able to do the trick, so she's been dealing with her boss's wrath all day long. Was she crying, or... Okay, you want to not creep me out, game? Why not? She asked. Well, you see, one of our other customers ate all of our food. Ah. They ate all of it? Whoa! Looking around, Hachi saw a chubby young woman camped out at a table at one of the windows, so she hasn't left yet. Set out before her was a veritable mountain of plates. What I'm trying to say, sir, is that we're, closed for the rest of the day. Oh, but I'm with her, actually, Hachi lied. Without waiting for a reply, he barged into the restaurant. Good lord! He took a quick look around, but there was no sign of Hitomi. Before leaving, though, he figured he'd at least take a look out the windows. He just ignores Chiri, she's just over there. The huge glass panes looked out onto Dogenzaka. He had a decent view of the roads, but he didn't spot a blue minivan. Hachi dropped his gaze to the sidewalk outside the building. Oh. Those are the guys before they got killed! Oh. He let out a tiny gasp. Even from 4 stories up, there was no mistaking what he saw. The 4 guys that Kanan apparently did not deal with, but they're going to get killed? What is happening? A group of black-clad foreign men had gathered outside the building. Had they figured out that he and Hitomi were inside? He needed to find her, and fast. He raced out of the restaurant, alert for trouble. Keep out. Okay. Yo, this is getting really intense. I'm super digging where this is going. So we are just locked with Hachi. And I don't think our choices would have mattered either. So I'm going to end the stream for now, but it is going to come down to Kano and Minorikawa. So we're just going to have to deal with that as it comes. Although I'm actually curious about something. No, that was Detective. That's Kano again, obviously. Yeah, no, the only thing we could jump to is Kano, so that's it. So this is fascinating, but at this time I'm going to call it a stream. So thank you very much for joining the stream, and have a wonderful night.